This particular incident has drawn the attention of everyone from across the nation beyond the international boundaries and not just the region or the state. On November 22nd, 5 civilians from Meghalaya were killed in an open firing in Mukroh village. An ex-CM of Meghalaya and Legislative Assembly and opposition leader Dr. Mukul Sangma reached ground zero to know the reality, and he called this incident as a genocide, and it's a failure of the state government that provides safety and security to the people. So let's hear what he has to say about this whole incident.
How is it that Assam government resorts to telling the people that don't go to Meghalaya? Why don't they talk to each other? Assam and Meghalaya government, they should talk to each other and ensure that there is no chances of breakdown of law and order. I didn't see any endeavor, rather the honest effort from both the authorities, Assam and the Meghalaya counterpart. They have an easy solution: shut down the internet, make people stay indoors, nothing else. This is not the way to deal with this situation. And in the process, what is happening? There's a misinformation campaign going on, that as though this whole incident has taken place because of the hatred between different communities, which is not correct. There's no fight between the Khasis and Assamese. There's no fight between the communities of Meghalaya and the other rest of the communities on the other side of the border. But the government, both the governments are creating this perception, which is wrong. The peace and tranquility must prevail. And how to really maintain this peace and tranquility is the responsibility of the government. Why is it that every time whenever such incident happens, there's a knee-jerk reaction from the government, depriving us of our own rights, shutting down internet, and crippling us from our communication? We have never done it. I had the privilege of not just being the chief minister, but also I have been the minister, then deputy chief minister in charge of home, etc. We have never resorted to this. Even when I had the privilege to lead the government as the chief minister, we never resorted to this. We never deprive our citizens from their rights. Today we know how important the connectivity is, how important internet is, how indispensable this whole communication network has become. Rather, I will say that communication network has become an integral part of each and every one of us, our life. So therefore, this only shows that this government has no wherewithal to understand and comprehend as to how to deal with this situation. Today, these irresponsible leaders don't look at the fallout of whatever action they are resorting to, just to deal with the situation. A situation which has been created by the governments themselves, not by the people. They must apologize to the people of the state, people of the region, and apologize to all the people who are affected by this inept action of the government, rather inept reaction of the government. It's not an action at all, it's a reaction. It's a knee-jerk reaction. On number of occasions, we have seen that the government has been engaging in lip service, but not really acting. We would like to see that under the present circumstances, to restore trust and confidence amongst the people, the government must direct the authorities concerned to follow up the case if FIR has been lodged and registered, and demand that arrest be made. The arrest of those who were responsible for these brutal incidents must be arrested, and government of Assam must hand over those people to the authorities concerned as per the law of the land. If you again connect the dots, you would be able to really draw a conclusion as to why these particular unfortunate incidents resulting in loss of precious lives of our innocent people have taken place. There has been surge in instances of alleged oppression, suppression, harassment and atrocities against our people living in villages along Assam-Meghalaya border by the authorities from Assam. You have carried those stories. We have seen these whole stories through both our regular media reports, both electronic and print, and also through various other available informations which were disseminated through social media platform. So we are aware as to what was happening. And I think we have been trying to draw the attention of the government on a number of occasions to see that the government realizes its responsibility to protect our people and ensure that there is a sense of security amongst the people living in these villages along the interstate border. Now, having these instances of alleged harassment and atrocities against our people by the Assam authority, and with no response to, in whatever form, to stop this by the authorities of our side, our government authorities, have definitely emboldened the authorities from other side. And this is what has happened yesterday is nothing but the culmination of what has been happening in the preceding months. What has happened in the past preceding years is that this deviation from these normal laid down guidelines, which was laid down after exhaustive discussion and mutually agreed upon, the SOPs, why has there been this deviation? What has happened yesterday is a reflection of the complete disregard to these laid down guidelines and SOPs. And therefore, if we go by what has happened yesterday, it's from the legal perspective, the law must prevail, and the authorities concerned from Meghalaya, we are told that a case has been registered, but it should not be just an eyewash. It must be with an intent to ensure that justice prevails. Yeah, it definitely gave us a clearer picture as to what happened after meeting the people, the villagers, the victims, and also after listening to the district administration. And from what has happened, it is abundantly clear that the authorities from Assam counterpart, having entered this village, created that situation, triggered that situation, resulting in what ultimately became a very unpleasant fallout, resulting in loss of precious innocent lives. Now, it is a matter of concern as to how, given the kind of similar situation that has been taking place in other parts of the state along the Assam-Meghalaya border, you have heard people coming with instances of alleged atrocities perpetrated by authorities from Assam in many of the villages, not only in this particular village. And it appears that the state government from our side has not been able to take up this issue head on with a counterpart. Because you must realize one thing, that having gone through these kind of similar situations in the past, knowing fully well that we have certain similar incidents which have taken place in some of the villages falling under the areas of difference along the Assam-Meghalaya border, exhaustive deliberation, discussion, engagement have taken place with the counterpart number of times by successive governments, and the end result has been that pending the overall resolution of these border issue pertaining to areas of difference between Assam and Meghalaya, the peace and tranquility in those areas and along other areas as far as the Assam-Meghalaya border is concerned must be maintained, and it must be considered as the responsibility of both the governments. So,
As you heard
as a
from
result,
Dr. Mukul Sangma what he has to say about this whole incident, and both the counterparts of the government had a discussion and they ensured that they will maintain peace, security, and harmony. This is Times Nation. Keep watching for further update. Thank you.